So what's up, man? How you been doing?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, man. I'll tell you a little bit about Faith in Action Alabama. Faith in Action Alabama is a multi-faith, a multi-racial organizing organization. You know,
All
we
right.
got networks set up around Alabama. We have networks that are in Mobile, Montgomery, Birmingham, and Huntsville. And so our main mission is to honor God first by
All right.
dismantling systemic racism in the criminal justice system. So I'm a community organizer, you know, and I deal with just helping to reduce the incarceration rate in Madison County. So I have conversation with those who have been directly impacted with the system, like yourself. You know, I have conversation with those individuals. I follow up with them on a weekly basis, you know, and my goal is to establish them to be effective social justice leaders on their own, you know. So that's why me and you are talking today, brother. And I'm glad that you are on this video, man. We've been trying to make it happen for a minute, but we made it, brother. You
For
know,
sure.
so what's up, man? You can go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself, man. What you got going on today?
What's up, man? Chris Finley. Everybody call me Peannie. From Detroit, Michigan, but been here in Huntsville, Alabama, since I was 16 years old. Uh, just I went the wrong way
Right,
coming from Detroit.
right,
you know, um, I looked up to my cousin, man. I ain't gonna say his name, in Detroit. He just came home from the feds, and I just wanted to be like that dude. So that's where it started from. I just wanted to be like him. So my mom she wanted to get me away from him. So we come here to Huntsville, Alabama. And I just brought the Detroit style with me here and linked up with some dudes here and was just, robbing, selling drugs. That's what pretty much landed me in prison, just the thrill of robbing people. So I've been in prison I'm 47 right now, about most of my life, been in and out of prison. I just came home in 2012 and ain't been back since though. So, but
that's
you can
good.
ask me anything you want to ask me, I'm
So
gonna tell you.
we just gonna start here, man. You just gave us a little rap real quick. So just what are some more of the choices that you made that pretty much brought you here today?
The choices that I made that brought me to where I'm at right now,
Yes, sir.
meaning as far as like staying out of trouble or getting into trouble.
Both.
Uh, the choices I made getting in trouble is not listening to my parents, uh, doing what I wanted to do, trying to come up as I see the people I hung around with, get that fast money. So my choices was doing wrong to come up fast by any means necessary. That's what landed me in and out of prison, in and out of justice system for so long. But then come 2012, when I finally come home, I got daughters. I got nothing but daughters. Then I started having grandkids. So I knew I had to change my ways. Then on top of that, I just know that God had blessed me so many times. I should be doing life right now. But I beat that. You know what I'm saying? I beat a life sentence in 2014. So my choice was to turn my life around this time. After everything that my mom and dad was telling me about God and what I was raised, being Seventh-day Adventist, raised knowing about God, I ignored all that because I felt like, that's my mom and them. Of course they're gonna say that. Of course they want me to love Jesus and all that, but I gotta get this bread. So all that came back sitting in jail this last time, when I came home in 2012, just sitting in there the whole time. I was like, I knew I got to do what's right this time. So, I knew the best thing I could do is do what I love, which is talking. So I started doing like motivational speakings and just telling my story. So I figured I put my mouth into the business now instead of put my life into the business, put my life into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go to prison no more.
Exactly. So when
You know?
when you had ignored your parents and you said you was hearing all of this when they was trying to tell you about Jesus Christ, you was hearing it, but you just weren't listening. You said you had to get this bread. So what was your thing of getting that bread? Was it getting that bread by any means necessary, or what was your motive when you had to get that bread?
I wanted money. You know what I'm saying? I wanted money. I wanted to be looked at like, dang, he getting it out here, because that's all I seen. You know what I'm saying? Growing up from my cousin and his dudes, people I hung, it's like they respected the person with the money. You know what I'm saying? Or who had a reputation out here. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a rep. I wanted to get money. And I just ignored what my mom and them was saying. And I tried to, seeing is something, it can make the ugliest thing look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it'll get you wanting to do things your mama wouldn't raise you to be.
Right.
And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? My mom and them was kind of disappointed because the things they heard I was doing from court and documents and all of that, they were just like, I can't believe this fool was out there actually doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I really disappointed them in that and hurt them, because they was like, dang, you just forgot all about the teachings in the Bibles that we put upon you, huh? Yeah, because I didn't see God. Right. I couldn't see God. I seen this money right here in this car over here. You know what I'm saying? I can't see God right now. Right, but I ain't know how.
I understand. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, I couldn't see God. I'm just listening to what y'all are telling me. But we sitting up here on bills over here, and we don't know what we gonna eat over here. So you don't understand all of that right now about God. You know what I'm saying? I need to get this money. I'm not trying to hear about God right now.
Right. So you've been out since about 2012. I'm gonna ask you a question. So when you first found out you was gonna be a grandfather, how did that make you feel?
First, I was ticked, because my daughter, she was young. She graduated, but that's not what you want for your daughter, to become a young mother, especially with these guys out here. You don't even know if they're gonna be a real dads, or they too young. They don't know. So yeah, that was a doozy. But once I came over that anger stage and frustrated, and we, kissed and hugged, and I told her I'm there for it, and that's the most beautifulest thing God has ever given me. You know what I'm saying? That little girl, she get anything she wants. And they lucky I'm in a good frame of mind now, because I'll be right back out there trying to get for her.
Right. Hey man, it's good that you've been on the straight and narrow, and you've been on the right path since 2012. So that's going on about 9 years. That's good, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna even lie to you, LaGarrette. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Because temptation is a mother. You know what I'm saying? The devil is stronger than any of us. We human. You know what I'm saying? God made him. So he's something serious. And he's gonna put in front of you and mess with your mind what he can, which is a molester. He can't put money in front of a child molester, because that's not what's gonna excite that person. You got to put a kid in front of them. See, right. Me, you got to put money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not connected with God or anything like that, that temptation, you're gonna fall every time for it. I'm not saying it's easy, because I got issues right now. I be still tempted, because it's bills still coming up. Now I have to deal with real life. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have to sit here. I got bills coming up, and I can't just go out there and get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got life over my head. I'm a 3-strike felon. Anything else gonna put me away forever. So now I got to think, and now I have to put my trust in God and see what he's gonna do. So now that's what me and my wife do. Actually, I don't even know where a bill money might come from, but I tell my wife, I say, you know what? We just got to put it in God's hand, and let him do what he gonna do. So then I sit back and get excited to see what he gonna do.
Right. I
put my faith in him. That's what he says. Put your faith in him, then move back. You know what I'm saying? So, and I tell her the same thing. That's just like, faith without works is dead. So I put my faith to work. He said, put it in his hand. I put it in his hand and say, God, and I show up and show out. Because you can't get blood from eternal.
I'm telling you, man.
So the pandemic is a messed up thing. So you got all kinds of messed up things. So my faith can't do nothing but going, God, yeah, I'm going to get frustrated because I'm new to this. But I also know God is real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know God is real.
Right. You have witnessed that throughout your life. Like you
And I'll
just
be the life sentence.
yeah,
Yeah.
how your parents were talking to you about Jesus Christ. So you witnessed that in your home of how real God was, you know,
All the time.
Just coming from praying parents, Christian parents, you witnessed those things.
Yeah, but see, at a young age, you don't see it at that. You don't know that's God right there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You just think mom and daddy they made a way out of nowhere.
Right.
And then you get older, and you was like, dang.
Yes, that's when you see it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what first thing I saw is my daddy say, my daddy stood 10 toes down about not working on the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
His sister and his mama all had good jobs, working at Chrysler and GM. My daddy could have been in there, but he told his mom, not working on the Sabbath. She used to, fool, you crazy? You talking about this? But he stood 10 toes down.
Yes.
I'm looking at my mom and daddy now. They just got a house built and everything. I mean, it's not gonna come when you want it to come, but trust me, it's gonna come.
It's gonna come.
As long as you keep your faith in God, it's gonna come. He gonna make sure you right.
So 2012, you've been out for almost 9 years. You just talk about a few more of your challenges that you faced, you know, since you've been out these last 9 years.
Man, getting a job. That's one thing. Well, my specific, well, to put it on point, my case, specifically, my case, I had a dope charge. And your dope charges, they take your license. I don't know why. Makes no sense to me. Okay? They take your license. And I wasn't even driving a car or whatever. So I don't even know why they want to mess with my license. But they do. Take your license, give you all this probation time. So, you got these felonies. Then you have all these fees you have to pay, these fines. Restitution is what it's called, because they locked you up for taking care of your family. So now they want to hit you with all these fines and fees for locking you up or feeding you while you was locked up and giving you some orange jumpsuits and all of that. So they're charging you for this. Now my fees is probably about 10,000 right now.
That's what you owe.
That's about what I owe from this last time getting out and last time put together. See, because when you go on probation, you're supposed to pay these fees, but most people don't really pay these fees. You pay them probation fees because if you don't, you get locked up right then and there. You don't worry about them fees you owe from the time you've already done. Like, why am I paying you? I've already done that time, but I'm still paying you. So you got all of this. So when I go to look for a job, I got to get money out. Well, first of all, when you come out, you don't have no license for 6 months, like on my case. They don't care. For 6 months, they take your license. So how am I getting back and forth to work? I got to depend on people. You done took my license for what? For a dope charge? And it has nothing to do with me, with a car involved or anything like that. So you done took my license. I have to depend on other people. I have to put down on an application that I'm a convicted felon. Even though I've done my time, I still got to tell you I'm a convicted felon. So those is all the odds that's against me. That's all against me. Then I have to pay this money, or they're gonna come up and hit me with what do they call it? When they start taking money out your checks.
They'll start garnishing your checks.
Garnishing your checks. They want to garnish your checks because you owe them this money.
Right.
So now they're taking money that I have to put towards a bill for money that I owe them for time I've done. They're coming at me right now for it. And I've been out for 9 years. And they're coming at me for this money.
Right.
Got to go to the DA's office and work up a deal with them to pay them every month.
I'm going to tell you about restitution, though. Restitution is money that's owed to the victims. That's what that word restitution means in criminal justice.
Exactly.
It means money owed to the victims. So say, for instance, if somebody robbed somebody and assaulted them and put them in the hospital, that's restitution that you got to pay because you assaulted that victim. Or restitution is supposed to be for if stolen property or damaged property or something like that during a crime.
Exactly.
That's what restitution is. That's what it means. That's what they taught me when I was in criminal justice school. So when I'm hearing you and other individuals talk about restitution, they say the same thing you saying, Chris. they put this restitution on you. You don't get restitution. You don't supposed to pay restitution for a drug charge.
Exactly. And
Unless
who was the big
unless somebody was harmed or injured or damaged some property. So that's a question that's like in the air right now that I'm actually digging into. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to throw that right there. So back to the deal you made with the DA. He worked out some deals with you?
No, I have to go see him this week. I have to go see him this week. Well, actually, the week next week. It's coming up because today is Thursday, right? Yeah, I have to go see him next week. And I mean, it can be anything. They claim it can be anything, $5 a week, $20 a month. So I just have to see what they're saying right now. You know,
right?
The court system is it's not designed to let you go.
No.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? Once they got you, they got you. You're like a slave, and they're your masters. And you got to jump through so many hula hoops, so many. Or you can just be like a person like I used to be and just don't care. You know what I'm saying? But now me being older is affecting me. So I ain't got no choice but to care. But when you growing up and you just acting stupid and wild, you're not realizing what you're doing with all them restitution. You don't realize you just making yourself a slave to them.
Right.
You don't realize because you're young, immature, and your one-track mind is money. Or like me, girls or clothes or something like that when I was younger. So you're not hip to all of this jail stuff. Come in. No one's gonna sit up there and teach you about restitution. If I just came home from jail, I might have schooled my little shorty over here about no restitution. I'm trying to put him on how to get this bread. I'm not thinking of telling him what you got to look forward to, you know what I'm saying, in jail or coming out of jail. And even after you're done with jail, you still belong to them. So like I got a number that's gonna always stay with me. My prison number, 172070. Right. That's what they look at me as. That's who I am to them. 172070. That's my AIS number, my prison.
So since they got the restitution still on you right now, that's allowing you not to vote.
Yeah, can't vote. Cannot vote whatsoever. Now, I did hear that's just a sucker way for them to get us not to vote because I heard you can't vote.
Right.
But I have to look more into that. You know, right now they're saying, as to my knowledge, convicted felons can't vote.
They just want to tell you that, but we're gonna talk about this at the end of our right at the end of our conversation. But
all right,
and it's just some paperwork's away, and you just need to know where you at.
Okay. Okay.
That's all that is. But I had an individual that I talked to, and they told him he couldn't vote because he had some crimes and charges back in 2 more other states. So he ended up talking to somebody that was working with those who have been directly impacted, like yourself, showing them how to get their voting rights back. So once he talked to that person said, you need to fill out this one paper. Gave him that one paper. He filled it out. He was voting. But his parole officer gave him a runaround, told him he had to go to the other 2 states and see about those charges he had over there and get that straight first, then come back to Alabama. They try to suppress that vote real quick, just with that one person. But they didn't want to tell him everything. And the parole officers and probation officers supposed to help the individuals, the offenders, to get back on their feet.
Exactly.
They can. That's their main job. You get your fees, but your main job is to help that person out to keep them from going back.
Exactly.
He should have told that man what he needed to do. The man called one person. The man told him, come holler at me. Went down there, gave him that sheet of paper, fill his out. He was in the game.
So you think they might try to do that to me? Because you know me. You've known me ever since you was younger.
Right.
From Nashville, all them charges over there in Nashville too.
Mm-hmm. It's a process. I'm gonna put you to some right people. They're gonna hook you up. I know exactly who I'm gonna hook you up with, and he's the person to help you out with that process. But we gonna get back to it. So you talked about a little bit of your fines and fees. So through your time going into the criminal justice system and going into corrections, how much money do you think you put out in fines and fees?
Man. I started getting in trouble when I was 47. Started getting in trouble when I was about, first time I got in trouble in Detroit, I was 13. Stealing. that was dismissed. Come to Huntsville, I was 19 years old. Yep, 19 years old. 18 years old when I first got in trouble down here. I went to jail. When I first got caught and went down. And I've been in and out ever since.
And the money
until
kept,
2012.
and that's how the final fees kept getting dished out.
All the way, yeah, they're not gonna, restitution. Yeah. I was getting locked up when it was an old work release over there in the garage. You know what I'm saying? Look, I can't really tell you what they do with those fines because I've never paid them. Right. I've never paid them. But this time, since I've come out, they're just coming at me for some reason about the restitution. But before, they never really bothered me. I was like, I'm not paying them. I paid my probation, but I was like, I'm not going up to no DA's office and giving them no money. I don't trust the DA. Right. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But now they coming at me. And BB47, I can't play with them, man. I got too much to lose. So I got to go talk to them and see what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got kicked out about well over 200,000. Well over 200,000 in probation fees for a fact. Yes. Just paying all our life. Right. Yeah. Most of my life going in and out. And I'll be on probation for like 3 years, 2 years, long time. Mm-hmm. And that's, you got to pay. And one time I was on probation, I had to pay every month. I mean, every week. I was paying probation every week.
And the thing that's getting me, you paying all this, dishing out all this money, mostly for drug charges, right? Majority. But
drug and robbery.
And my thing about this is drug thing, man. It's just me. Selling drugs do not make you a criminal. In my book, it shouldn't criminalize nobody for drug charges, because that don't mean you a bad person. It just means you might have made some bad choices in your life. That's about it. Right. People make bad choices every day. The DA make a bad choice every day. He make a bad choice every day when he sit here and justify police shootings.
Exactly.
Without disclosures to the family, without letting them see the body cams and all of that. But he'll turn around and say, it was justified. Mm-hmm. Justified. Dana Fletcher, it was justified. Right? Mm-hmm. Brad Pugh got shot on Andrew Jackson last year. It was justified. Yeah. The Hispanic man that was shot in his yard when he came to the door. It was justified. Those are bad choices.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving anyone disclosures. You feel me?
Right. Facts.
You're not giving anybody any disclosures, man. And that's how I look at that whole thing. So, so that don't criminalize nobody for drug charges. I tell all of my people that I conversate with, don't ever get it in your head that you a criminal for selling drugs. Just made a bad choice. We all made bad choices in our life. Right. In the eyes of God, a sin is a sin.
Exactly.
Ain't no balance beam or no weighing scale. I'm a weigh LaGarrette sin from Chris sin. No, God don't work like that. He's like, sin is a sin. No matter what it is. I can forgive it. I can forgive you. And I'm done with it. Once you come to me, I'm gonna forgive you. God like this, I'm gonna forgive you anyway. And I'm gonna throw it into the sea that I can't even remember it anymore. That's how God works. So criminal justice system make bad choices every day. And I'm right now, selling drugs don't make you a criminal. It just means we made bad choices through our life.
Trying to feed their families.
Yes, sir. That's how I look at the whole thing. That's
You're
how
right.
The whole thing, man,
You're exactly right, man.
Yeah, you want to say something else?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right, cool. I wanted to put that out there, man, because it bothers me, because when I talk to individuals who've been directly impacted, they be caught up like that until I let them know. I like, nah, brother. I let them know straight up what does say the Lord, and then I let them know, nah, you're not a criminal. You just made a bad choice.
Right.
He may try to make you a criminal, They made you
Right.
try to send you to prison, and when you come out of that prison camp, they take your license, put that felony charge on your record that jobs will deny you.
Mm-hmm.
Make it hard for people to come back into society to get back on their feet. And that's what they making bad choices because they need to make a good choice, the right choice, and reform that whole system.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at the whole thing. You know, I done got this thing down to the T now, what's going on now. And to me right now, it's a money pool. It's money.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It's a money pool,
It's
man.
money.
Yeah.
So
They make money, everybody in there. You're not just in there for no reason. I think the Metro, what are they, like $350 a head? Inmates every day? $350 a head a day for them inmates in there. It's money.
It's money.
It's money.
And I'm not for sure yet, but once I do enough research, that restitution, because we've talked to 2 lawyers, and they guess is just about good as ours about that restitution. So what's really going on? Are you putting everything up under the umbrella of restitution, and whatever money they dish out, who is going to?
Right.
If there was no victims involved, no victims, no damage of properties, or none of that, that's what restitution means. The reason
that's what I'm saying, because I mean, except for the robberies, the dope charges, there is no victims.
Oh yeah, you get it for the robberies because the place you
right.
broke and all that. Yeah, it goes
right. I understand that, but for drugs, what restitution? There's no victim. Either you caught it on me or you pulled me over where I was with somebody and got it. But why you taking my license? You never got me in a car. You never pulled me over and got dope in my car. Why you got to take my license?
Right.
And that.
No reason to take your license. And I talked
to him.
He caught a crack cocaine charge, and they gave him he had to pay $3,000 of restitution. $3,000 of restitution. Got put on probation. Got caught with marijuana. So he violated, and he had to pay out another $900 restitution. Those are the words he was meaning. He was saying restitution. He was like, LaGarrette. He said, "Don't restitution supposed to be if I hurt somebody or something?" I was like, "Yeah." I don't know why you paying restitution for a drug charge.
Yeah, see.
And the lawyer was like, "Your guess is just about good as mine." So
they just getting you.
That's a whole nother conversation topic right there. You know, that's a whole nother. But Chris, I want to ask you this. So, what's at stake, man? What's at risk? Out of all this we talked about, what's at stake right now?
Come on, for me?
Yes, sir. Anything that evolves around you.
Anything that involves what?
Anything that evolves around you. What's at stake?
What's at stake, man? What's at stake is me going back to prison, giving them the rest of my life. I can't catch another charge. The other charge is going to send me away forever. You know what I'm saying? So I got daughters. I got 5 grandkids now. 2 on the way. I got a family, man. I have a lot. Me and my wife started this little dog business. Slow because of the pandemic, but that's a lot to me. That's my life. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get it right. I can't mess up no more. I got to move cautious. But at the same time, I have to get my life back. I got to work hard for it because I'm the one who messed it up. And I understand that. So I got to work just as hard to clean it up. I know there's people going to be there to put obstacles in my way. But I got to know how to maneuver because it's a lot at stake. My whole life.
Right. So whenever time the elections come around or the local elections come around and you are not able to vote, how does that make you feel?
That I can't do my part in helping and getting a person in office that I feel like we need in office. Like, for instance, couldn't vote to keep Doug Jones here, but they put a coach in the office. You know what I'm saying? If it was more people that could probably vote, maybe that wouldn't have happened.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So like me getting my rights back, because just because I'm walking around, I don't really have rights that count. You know what I'm saying? I can't vote. You know,
Was you able to get your
crazy.
life back?
Yeah. After 6 months though, but you have to pay. You have to pay so much. You know what I'm saying? To get them back. After you all take, I gotta pay them $300 just to get my license back that they took. You know what I'm saying? But then
I still don't
$300
understand
I gotta work hard to get. Huh?
I still don't understand why they take license in the first place.
I don't understand it. Just
Look
to
at
make
that.
your life hard.
You remember when I caught that DUI a long time ago?
Yeah.
But I had to go. I went to go see my probation officer, man. They put me on supervised probation. And he told me to take, this is my last little thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up. He told me to take an assessment test. And I was like, and I filled out the little paperwork and took the test, and I was like, he was like, well, Mr. Crawford, like you got a drinking problem. I was like, wow. I was like, I only drink on the weekend. Man, he was tripping me out of there. But he told me, he was like, LaGarrette. He was like, LaGarrette, this is how much you gonna pay a month. And I looked at the money he put out, man. They wanted me to pay about $3,000, man, for a DUI. For a DUI. He put me on supervised probation, $3,000 for a DUI. I'm looking at the paper. I'm like, okay. I'm shaking my head while he talking. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, dude, you ain't about to see none of this bread. You know. But they tried to get me. They tried to get me, man. They tried to get me, whatever they was trying to do, get me in that program or whatever, but they were trying to get my money. I didn't think a DUI was worth $3,000. So you know what I did? I did the time served. I laid down.
I laid
down to 59 days.
I remember that.
You know, and my little paychecks that I had built up was still in my little shoebox at the house. You know?
I remember that.
When I hear everybody's story, it just brings back that, man, they tried to get me like that. $3,000 for a DUI. Give me to pay this money, then they hitting this brother for $3,000 for a drug charge.
Yep.
It's not worth that much money.
Yeah, my fine right now is $5,500. $5,500 for let me tell you, the weed you couldn't even see, and I did a 12-year sentence for it. The weed was this. It was, I don't even know what it could have been parsley for all I know. Mm-hmm. But they gave me 12-year sentence for it.
Tell me about when they tried to put you away for the 99.
That was a robbery, home invasion. And they said because of my record, I had only two choices: life or life without. Those were my two choices I had for getting the time. For any kind of time being received, that's what it was going to be. And the dude showed up to court. He showed up to court every time. But the one time when I was about to go to trial and told him to strike it up, let's pick the jury, he ain't show up. Why? God. There was no accident. The dude showed up every time for court. Every time. He was adamant. Matter of fact, you had somebody on here. I sent him to go talk to dude. Right. Talk to him and tell him, leave that alone. I give you this much money. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. See, I was trying to do it my way. Mm-hmm. He was like, no, I ain't gonna do it. He said, this happened, you did this, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm taking it to court. I said, all right. We go to trial and he don't show up. And this was Madison County. I've been going through that, man. I was going through that for like 3 years. I remember. And it was Madison County, right? Yeah. 3 years. Who was the DA then? Was it the DA we have now, same one? No. It wasn't Bruce Hart? No. Who was it then? Who was the DA then? He was tough though, wasn't he? Yeah, and it started with an R. Rossini, like almost like Italian or something. Right. Rossini, Tommy, something like that. Right. But yeah. No, matter of fact, it was, I remember she was pregnant. I'm thinking of I was thinking about another robbery charge. This was a white female, but I don't remember. I got the paperwork. I'll give you the paperwork and show you her name. But I remember she was long, red head, and she was pregnant. She was adamant about getting me too because of my paperwork. She seen all my background. She wanted me too.
Yeah.
She wanted real bad. So
Remember
that's
that.
how I knew God. You know what I'm saying? Because 5 minutes before the jury was about to walk in, the DA walks in and said that they can't get a hold of the guy, the victim, and she wanted more time. And my lawyer ran up there and said, "Nope, it's been about 3 years now. He shouldn't have to keep going through this. He's been coming to court this whole time. Why he not gonna come to court the day of trial?" They was like, "I filed for a dismissal," and the judge granted. Got it up out of there, man. My daughters was there and everything. I ran out there courtroom and cried in the hallway.
Yes, sir.
Yes, cried in the car.
I would have too.
Life without that ain't. Neither one of them is good. One of them I'm gonna come home, but I'm gonna be gone for a minute before I come home. But that's nothing to be looking forward to, man. I cried like a baby.
Right. I'm gonna read this scripture to us, man. This is this Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, and it says that in his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. You know, so that situation you just had experience, it's God sitting here and said, "Well, Chris made these choices, but I'm gonna let this whole system know who's really in charge."
Exactly.
You know, I'm about to wave my hand, and God just waved his hand in there somewhere and stop that witness from coming to court. Whatever he put on that person's heart, it was nobody but God. This how I'm gonna go ahead and show Chris Finley how I get down. You know, I ain't about to give him no run around, but I'm gonna make it happen. He came to court, man showed up all these times. Now we got the jury. I'm gonna show him who's in control for real. Bye. Exactly. Let me wave his hand through this and get this on out the way so Chris can go on with his life, so he can enjoy his grandkids. He can spend the rest of his life with his daughters and with his wife. So you can prosper. That's what he wants. Exactly. He wants all of us to prosper. So man, keep your head up. Keep doing what you're doing, one day at a time.
For sure.
One day at a time. I don't even bother by tomorrow. I learned that through men's ministry. I don't even bother by tomorrow. I just go that day to day. I get up in the morning. Thank you, Lord, for another day. Do my devotions, man, and I'm about my way that day. I clock back in with God again at noon. Say another prayer. It's a day-to-day thing for me. I don't even worry about it. Yeah.
That's what I do. Morning time and nighttime. I have worship.
Yes, sir.
I have worship morning time and nighttime with my wife. Yeah. It's easier. It's easier. You learn to deal with stuff throughout the course of the day if you meditate with God for a little while. He don't ask for much time. I mean, people think you got to sit there for 2 hours or something like that. No. You know, just give him a little bit of time, pray, put your burdens on him, and let him get going about the day. That's what I do. Stress-free. And then I holler at him at night, thanking him for what he's done for the day. And now protect me while me and my family sleep.
Thank you.
That's the best way I do it now, man. That's what's helping me stay out of trouble for real. That's what's helping me get the temptations and stuff like that, praying. Because I mean, it's like I said, it's an everyday struggle. The devil is never gonna ease up off of you. You know, and that's what people need to know. But if you tie into God, it'll be easier to fight his behind. Plain and simple. You know, I don't care how much of a thug you are, you need God.
Yes, sir.
You need God, and you need his word to wrap around you so you can fight this devil, so you can fight the devil or fight his temptations.
Yes, sir.
Period. And that's what I do, bro. And that's how I stay.
Exactly. So this is our final question. If you had the chance to be a part of a movement that's going to help change laws, that's going to help individuals like yourself get your voting rights back, would you?
Yep, because for the simple fact, there's other brothers out there that's like me, that I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? There's other brothers out there that's younger that I wish I would have had somebody when I was younger doing the same thing, you know, trying to look out for me or trying to guide me the right way or trying to help me when they see me messing up. I want to do that. And I want to get these youngsters. Matter of fact, the ones that's really young, that's coming out now, try to get them, because right now, if you can restore their voting rights by the time they're older, they can got that all situated where they can vote. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm 47. Yeah, I would like my voting rights, but I'm old as dirt. So, but the ones that's younger, I would like to see them, you know, get their stuff right, man. So they don't be nothing that can hinder them when they get older, man. Right. You know, it's just about the young now. To me, for real, it's the young. Huh?
I totally agree with you.
It's the youth.
Yeah.
It's the youth.
Right
So,
now, that's a whole other generation right there.
man, and a lot of them is angry, but they need guidance.
They need
You know what I'm
guidance. They
saying?
need mentors.
That's all they need. Mentor, somebody they can trust, somebody they can relate to.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? That not just stuff God all down their throat or point out and judge what they're doing. You know, somebody who's been in their shoes that can relate to them, that they can feel comfortable talking to. And then, you know, you get to know them and they feel comfortable with you and hook them up. That's all it takes. You know, people that was trying to talk to me would be like people that's never, ever, ever been in the street. So it's hard to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to really listen to a pastor that has never been into anything. You're a pastor, but you've never been on drugs. You know, it's hard. I know because I was that type. But any pastor, like Goodlow, any pastor who's been through, because you know, Mr. Goodlow, he did drugs.
Right.
They capture your attention because you're like, man, he's been out there. They know. And now he's a whole different person talking about God. And I want to hear him because he's been there. He's done that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
Right. Because that's how pretty much how Mr. Fulford and Mr. Finley was in their testimony when they tell their story. Man, I used to love hearing their story, man.
Yeah, they've been there.
So
my uncle out there a lot longer than my dad.
Right.
You know, because my dad, he converted over soon, a lot quicker before my uncle. My uncle had to go through something before, you know, my aunt and them sent him up here to my mama and say, look, if we're about to send him up there. If we don't, he's gonna end up dead. You know what I'm saying? They sent him from Detroit up here. So yeah, you know, they got a story too, and that's why people love listening to them.
Oh yeah, they got great stories, man. But I'm gonna let you go, brother. I was doing what you call a basketball ministry before COVID had hit, and I was ministering to a group of African American, Hispanic, also white, also some white young people, age of probably 9th grade to 12th grade.
Right.
I was over here in Norwood, Calvary Hills gym.
Yeah.
And dude, I got to the point where I had 50 young people in the gym. So whenever this COVID leaves, man, and get out of here and we can start back ministering and having that basketball ministry, I love to get you in there so you can talk to those guys. You know, I love to get you in there and some more guys to come in there and talk to them. And like you said, somebody they can relate.
Right.
I can relate to them so much, you know, but I haven't lived that life or incarcerated. But I can still relate to them about making bad choices because I made a lot of those.
You sure can.
You know,
was making them with me.
so I can totally relate to them on that tip there, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let you go, Chris, man. I appreciate you, man. And I got your contacts and all of that. And we working on this policy advocacy campaign right now. That's going to help remove that wealth discrimination out of the pretrial diversion programs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So everyone can qualify. If you don't got the money, you can still qualify. That's what we're working on now. You know. And that's probably going to help reduce that incarceration rate in Madison County. You know, we got to start from somewhere, man. And like you said, I think we should reach out to the youth more, catch them at a young age to keep them from getting into trouble. You know, the more mentors they have, you know, someone to look up to, you know, those young people, they got problems in the home. They dealing with things. So COVID got a lot of things on lockdown now. You know, I've been talking to to District 1, Michelle Watkins. She's our District 1 leader in Huntsville City Schools. I've been talking with her. And COVID got things on lockdown. But when COVID when COVID leaves and they open those schools back up, my plan is to take individuals in there like yourself to talk to those young guys.
I'm here.
You know,
let me know.
And that's what I'm ready to start doing with our people in our community, man. And I'm gonna let you go, brother. I got another meeting. I enjoyed the conversation, man. I'll be keeping it
too, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
All day long, man. Pass it on to the next brother. Let them know.
If they told you who I was gonna holler at.
If they experience any systemic racism in that criminal justice system, and they want to tell their story and want people to hear that story, you know, you already know where I'm at, man.
I got you. I
All
got
right,
you.
blessings to you, brother.
All right, bro, you too.
All right.
Later.